Well, Iron Bill back here with another video, and today we're looking at the Heart of the Dragon, or at least the road to it. You see I need my glory rank. I'm also ready for the Revoker. I just need a few more points for my glory, and I'll have both weapons. So I decided to head into solo queue, elimination, I get survival, whatever it's called. I don't even know. I don't play enough of this. It's comp, it's glory, it's what I'm doing. So these guys are standing here and apparently waiting for me to make a decision. So I decided to move around here and move to the left. On this map, we'd be heading towards what would be called C. And I see the fire coming down here, and I made a mistake and stepped out into it, into team fire. They were looking right on that corner. I could have jumped out and gone across and made a better play. You know, hard light's good, but if the other side's using the hard light, whoever gets the first shot's going to win, and I just walked right into their fire, so it was dumb. My thinking at this time was I was going to lean into the hard light and just use whatever I needed to survive. But again, I got a kill here, so I'm 1 for 1. This guy steps out. I'd already had a little damage on me, and he just does the hero's burden. Now, that's a submachine gun, and at that range, I'm in his sweet spot, especially if he has any kind of a damage buff like a kill clip or anything like that. And I don't think he got another kill or anything like that, but I didn't have any business challenging a submachine gun from that range. And I decided to keep this guy off of our backs, but my teammate died behind me, and once again the hero's burden just eats my lunch. That's 2 for him. So far I'm not doing real well. I'm knocked out at this point, and they got the heavy, and our guy's making a run for it, and there just really isn't much hope. So largely because of my play, I gave up 2 kills. We're pretty much knocked out of that round, and I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go. Now what I should have recognized was a shotgun would have been a great counter to that hero's burden. He wouldn't have been able to do anything against a shotgun. I didn't pick up on it on the time, and you know, I don't play enough to have that quick response. It's like somebody says something mean to you and you think of the comeback like 20 minutes later. That's what my reaction times are like. So I'm camping right here. Just I know they're going to wind up coming up here, and I'm trying to be patient because anytime I make a big move, you know, I wind up getting nailed typically, especially in comp. Now there they are, and so I back off, let him blow his clip. I step up here again and puts them into the hallway. They wait for me to reload. Now, I shouldn't have known better than to do what I did next. I knew there was a sniper on the other side. I knew it. And I stepped right into his fire. So I gave up a kill there that I did not have to give up. I should have tried to do a flank or some other maneuver to give my team some breathing room to actually do something. So instead of going back with them, I decided to do exactly that this time. And so I step out here, and my attempt is to hold the center down a little bit and maybe even cover the heavy, although he managed to get a hold of it there. So I killed this guy who tries to bum rush me with the hero's burden, but see, his feet left the ground, and since his feet left the ground, he didn't have a chance. Now my teammates, those solo queue, are doing a really great job taking flanking positions here. So these guys really have no way to get in. One of our guys drives up the center. He's kind of aggressive, and that's okay because he's a strong enough player to do it. And I notice they're making a flank to our left. A little too late to help my teammate, but we are 1-1 for lives right now. We've got it back. We just need to play smart. We just lost our last life. They just lost theirs. I'm going to move around here to support. I figure he's jumped under, so I go over and whip around, catch that guy right there, and I back into a grenade. But we have him at a 2-to-1 life advantage right now. That is, we have 2 guys still alive, and they only have 1, and our 2 guys do what they should do. They collapse on him, and that's pretty much going to be it for him. So we're 1-to-1. I'm hanging with the hard light. I figure, you know, maybe I just need to settle down and play these guys. I'm not doing real well, but I did get a couple kills, and I'm doing better. I'm at least breaking even. So I settle into the idea that I'm going to go up the center again. And I don't normally play center because I'm not very secure about my flanks, but these guys are pretty solid about covering us. And they play heads up. And you can't always say that for solo queues. I recognize that we've got somebody moving behind us. He's going to jump down here, and he just hard lights me, or hero burdens me, and it's that warlock again. And he's just spraying me down. Now, he might have had kill clip on it at that time. I don't know. He got me pretty quickly. And a lot of strafing there, too, so he couldn't have landed every shot. So some kind of buff was going on. Anyway, we're playing this out. I'm trying to move up here and make a flanking maneuver, but they've already cleared out the area. I decide to come over the top here and cover the heavy. I catch this guy going for it. I put pressure on the next guy to the point he doesn't really want to make a move forward. He has smoked me, but I'm all right. He gets taken down. So we're actually in really good position here. And if I'd held my position, we probably would have won this round. But I decided to try for the heavy. And then once I don't get it, I stay down here. And that's a big mistake. We've got a rift, but I don't finish this guy off. Although my teammate did as he went down, and then they flank. And so that's a round we should have won right there. And probably because of my decision to jump down instead of hold high position, we lost it. So food for thought. Anyway, I decide at this point, I'm tired of going hard light against that hero's burden. I'm going to try the Duty Bound. Now, Duty Bound, if you're not aware, is a Nightfall exclusive 600 RPM machine gun or auto rifle. And this comes from Savathun's song. I'll get it out here in a second. Anyway, has ricochet rounds, has a real good range. It's a very stable gun. And though I took a death with it on the first round, you'll see that I settled into it here in just a second. And I start making these guys pay for what they're continuing to try to do. Now, I think it also has high caliber, so I'm staggering that sniper. And my teammate, of course, just closes right in and cleans it up. So now we've got them down 2-0. So any one of them that we kill at this point is a knockout. Now I've got to be careful not to stay there too long, because if that guy just keeps spraying that direction, he's going to get me. Of course, the sniper catches me as I step out the other way. Right there, you can't just walk into an area. You slide or you jump, but you don't just walk into an area. And it's a lesson I've got to learn. All right, so I'm going to move around to the outside here through what would be the A side. Catch this guy just running right at me, and that's that. He was pinched. He had to try to go through me. There was nowhere for him to go. We got the round, so now we're evened up. And I'm beginning to do better. All right, so once again, we move forward, and I decide to play for the center. We seem to be having the best luck going up the middle. And I'm going to cover this channel for a second. I notice the flank. I'm going to toss a grenade out there to kind of block him off. He tosses one to block me off. And I decide, no, I'm just going to go around. My teammate has jumped up there. Let's just see what we can make out of this. We've got a couple down there. They put some heat on me, and they forced me to have to back out in just a second. Get right there. And I'm getting close. I was one tick away and almost reacted to that too slowly. I'm coming up the center. I'm going to go around the right side and put some heat on. My teammate comes up too and gives me away. I didn't realize that at the time. They were just waiting for me. My teammate, though, does manage to clean it up. Yeah, had I been able to creep around like that, they would not have been standing there looking at me coming around. They wouldn't have seen it because I was crouched. All right, so we've got heavy here. I'm going to defend it. Jumping right into a 600 RPM is probably not a great idea. I've backed under cover. I'm watching my radar to make sure they don't come from the left. They're trying to get the heavy, and I'm just not going to let it happen. So I hop up on the wheel here. Had that sniper been better, he might have gotten me. But he wasn't quite good enough, and I'm just staggering him enough that he couldn't take the shot. They're not going to get that heavy if I can help it. We're tied on lives. I realized I was going to drop down to the level, and they were going to pick me off if they rushed in together, which they didn't do. They're just being a little bit timid right now. I don't think we have any lives left. All right, so I put some hits on him. I think my teammate works on him. I get this guy. And so now we have them 3-2. This guy's going to get me, I think, pretty much as I almost finished him off. So he's out. So now we have a 2v1 in overtime. And teammates close and finish. Now, that was a good round for me because I held them off the heavy. That's what I really needed to do. And you see the scores beginning to pick up here a bit. I'm not being super aggressive. I'm just picking out a place to defend, and I'm defending it as well as I can. So I'm going to go up to center again. The flanks have not worked out for us. I'm going to really try to keep my exposure down a bit. And so you're going to see them start to populate that top area. Now, a mistake I'm making is I have my reticle too low. What I really need to be doing is holding it above that block in the center because I won't have to raise it up and react if they come off on the bridge, which typically they will. My teammates have got the bottom part covered. And yeah, I'm just kind of delaying my reaction time by doing what I'm doing. I decide to shoot the anchor point here. We knock that out. Our teammate comes back in. We get a pick. Starting to look good. Heavy's up in 6 seconds. We don't really want them to get it. Not much we can do to stop it from happening, although I get a pick there from the top. And Duty Bound is just such a great gun. All right, so we've got less than a minute remaining. We're trying to keep them off the heavy, but they do get it. They throw a super, which we expect to happen. Now watch this. You think this is not a good gun? Watch this guy. It just melted him. He had just a little bit of shield left, and yes, there was some team, but Duty Bound will do the job. If you can keep your range. Now, you don't want to be right up in that Hero Burden's range, necessarily. We throw our super there, by the way. And I get that guy. So move up. We've got them at life advantage, 2 to none. We have all 3 of our guys. They have 2 knockouts. There's no reason to push whatsoever. And ordinarily, if you play a lot of solo queue, you know this is where your teammates get rambunctious and they throw a match for you by doing something silly. All we have to do is just spread out and wait. And this person has to come to us, and if he does, he dies. And if he doesn't, he loses. We can't lose unless we do something stupid. So we won the match. Now, that was my next to the last match. I almost had enough points to get the guns. I played one more, and it was an even better game. But the reason I included this one was I wanted you to see how good Duty Bound was in comparison to Hard Light. When I was playing the Hard Light, I was struggling against the Hard Lights, but when I put the Duty Bound on, all of a sudden the Hard Lights and the Hero's Burden, they didn't matter anymore. So here I am, running back to get my rewards. Here's the Komodo, and here is the Revoker. Now, I'll tell you what, I put in the time this weekend. I mean, wow. I did so much momentum control, you would not even believe. So, for the perks, here we go. Crucible Tracker, Box Breathing, Eye of the Storm, No Distractions, Moving Target, Accelerated Coils, Polygonal Rifling, and I think it is a Charge Time Masterwork. So, it is, yes. And it's a 466 charge time, which is relatively quick. All right, so Revoker, Crucible, and a Reversal of Fortune, that gives the bullet back. Snapshot Sights, Accurized Rounds for range, and then, of course, the Extended Barrel, also for range. So this is a very long-range weapon, Snapshot Sights. I think the Masterwork is handling. I believe that's what it shows there. Pretty good gun. So, anyway, lots of hard work paid off. With that, this is Iron Bill saying you shall not pass, but I'm signing off.